Hello to all Java developers again, and today I'm going to discuss and making a very short video about application startup time. Application startup time is one of the key concepts that we have learned in the Java, and it's very critical. Let's try to learn the two things that why the application startup is so critical and how to find it out. Right. So it's a very simple concept that when your JVM is ready and ready to kick on your application, so the time from zero up to that time is the application startup time. Right. It has to load a lot of classes, and class loader go by a lot of verification process, and it's very critical for the applications like trading applications, e-commerce application. Say like you are navigating to one of the e-commerce page, and then you are reaching to the uh, page where you are doing a transaction. Right now, if the transaction module have a slow startup, it will give a very bad user experience, right? And it can be buggy, and it ends to the that the user can exit that page, right? So application startup is one of the most key concept, and Java being from long time is trying hard to get the startup time as good as possible. Now let's see that what is the startup time of a hello world, right? And do let me know into the comment section that are you seeing your application to have some great startup time from going from JDK 8 to 17 or 21. I am going to try here 23 as well, right? So let me share my screen. Okay. So you can see that I have JDK 11 and 23 and all sorts of JVM, uh, all sorts of JDK. How to find out the startup time is a very simple code. So what you have to do is that you just have to use the management factory and get runtime mx beans, and you can just call the method called get uptime, right? This will give you the time it takes the JVM to get started, right? And we are just printing it out. So let's give a try. Let's give a try with JDK 11, right? And see what is the startup time of the Hello World application, right? So 188 milliseconds. Let's run it 2-3 times so that we can get the exact value. This is not the right way to figure the things out, but it's just a demo. Right. So we are somewhere between 180 to 190 milliseconds, right? Right. Okay. Um, let's run the same code with JDK 23. Let's see if there is any improvement in the startup. Okay, so here goes JDK 23. Let me compile the code again, which cool. And let's run this now. Okay, are we seeing anything better? Yes, yes. We were around 180s to 190s, which is now in 110 and 115. So can I consider it like a 30% or 40% of improvement over the time, right? There are many work which has been done, but one of the most prominent work which I can think is class data sharing. Um, okay, let's try to see that what will happen if I'll switch off the class data sharing in 23, and then how the startup will impact. That can be done by a very simple flag called -xshare off. Now let's see. Here you go. Right, so you are back to the same time which was in the JDK 11, right? And what will happen if I will have the class data sharing on? Good, good, right? So you can see there is a massive difference of around 30 to 40% into the startup time. Do let me know is how is your startup application changing if you're moving from JDK 11 to 21 or 17. And if you want to know that class data sharing is by default on and off, it's a very simple thing. You can just say Java minus version And if you are getting this sharing value here, that means CDS is working and it's on by default. If you are seeing, say like where is my JDK 11, right? So if in JDK 11, you will see this sharing is not here. That means the class data sharing is not on by default, right? I think the feature get defaulted in JDK 13 timeframe. Okay, so that was a small video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.